Welcome or welcome back to 3 Inquisitive Kids. This video is our last lesson of Chapter 10 of our 8th grade math lessons, and it's going to be all about designs and patterns. So there's not a lot of real so-called math going on in this lesson, so be sure to have your popcorn ready and sit back to enjoy this lesson. As you can see, this is our last lesson. In this chapter, we talked all about translations, rotations, and a little bit of reflections. Our learning goals today is to design patterns with rotation, symmetry, and translation. The Tokyo Olympic Group finally announced the new emblem of the 2020 Tokyo Summer Olympics. It is said that the inspiration of this design comes from the black and white checkers that were quite popular in the Edo period of Japan. The checkerboard pattern is combined with the traditional Japanese indigo color, which reflects the exquisite and elegant Japanese style. How can each of the Olympic rings in the pattern be obtained by transforming just one circle? You learned a lot of history as well. Right now the question is asking you, how can each of the Olympic rings in the pattern be obtained by transforming just one circle? So you have to choose just one circle and see if you can transform that to make the rest of the Olympic rings. Here are some reference patterns. Some patterns that are created by geometric transformations. Here are some more. How do you draw the 6-petal flower with a compass? So here we have not a geometric shape, but a picture of flower. How can you use a compass, a geometric tool, to help you draw it out? So here it's showing this picture, and it looks like they're connecting the center of each circle. So maybe looking at this picture will give you some inspiration on how you would approach this previous problem. So here, this is how somebody else did it. They first got a circle, and then they got a point on the circumference, and O, the center point. And then they centered their compass on A, and then drew an arc that they knew would go through O. Remember, you have to measure the radius to be the length of AO. And then they also marked out where this arc intersected the circumference. They kept doing that. So the third step is to first center it at one of these newly created dots. And then they do the same thing. They draw an arc, and then they mark out the points. They keep doing it until they get a flower pattern. Does the position of point A in the figure affect the shape of the 6 petals? Does it affect the position of the petals? Well, it doesn't affect the shape of the petals, but yes, it does affect the position of the petals. So what was this all about? As you can see, somebody used straight lines to create an image that looked like it had a curve to it. And this is using the same idea. And this is another image created by somebody who wanted to probably use rotation. And we wish students to study happily every day. As you can see, this image is symmetrical. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope you enjoyed this chapter. And be sure to come back for our next lessons. I hope to see you in our next unit.